Shatner. I'd fight William Shatner.
We all started seeing things differently.
Have you seen William Shatner
Everywhere we
since
went.
this film debuted?
No.
No?
No. I always.
Would you want to fight William Shatner?
I feel that would be unfair.
Because he would win? No, I'm kidding.
No, he's enjoying his Priceline money. Leave the man alone. I think when I see this, one thing I think about is the fact that the voiceover itself, having just done a voiceover for Motherless Brooklyn and really worried about the miking of it and getting the sound right, I remember, like David Fincher, we were in a booth for nearly a month trying to get the sound of the voiceover for this film right. That's the kind of shot that makes everybody annoyed at Brad. I'm just going to say that.
And I heard that he got to eat whatever he wanted on set, and you were left just sipping
Well, I was
tea.
trying to get, we were trying to sort of, we were approaching me sort of like a junkie and him sort of like a fantasy. Well, as we learn, he is a fantasy.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting because this film has achieved such cult status, and it's still at the center of the zeitgeist in terms of conversation, but it didn't do phenomenally well at the box office.
No, not at all.
Why do you think it eventually found an audience, and why do you think that audience has stayed with a film that didn't initially have anyone go and see it, really?
I think there was a reluctance on the part of some of the people who were actually marketing it to embrace the idea that it was funny,
right.
And that it. I think honestly, they felt indicted by it.
Oh.
I think
that you were calling them out directly.
I think if you felt more like the guy who plays my boss in the film, then you tended to not like the film. But also, it just was a tough one to distill. I think what was interesting was in that era when DVDs and everything obviously like were a powerful second kind of conveyance to people, it was an interesting experience because we all loved it and we were very confident about it. We were a little stung. You can never like completely detach your ego from how does it do, when it first opens.
Right.
But then we all had the, I think, very special experience of realizing that the relationship it formed with people was everything you dream of when you get into films. It wasn't financially successful at first. It never was even in conversation about awards and all that crap. But
or being a film that defines a generation.
No, but it became that, and that's better.
Also wrestling with this idea of toxic masculinity back then before it became a center of the conversation now that we're having.
The Proto-Incel. Exactly. The funny thing is...
The Proto-Incel movie, that is perfect. Now, had they sold it like that, it would have been a box office success.
It'd have made half as much as it did.